I'm gonna do it to the I don't want my computer messing up. Hello, happy Tuesday. I am so excited. Katie and I were talking about what are topics, like doing more specific Zoom topics. And one of the biggest things really that had come up was just getting back to basics. We had VIP reset. And while some of you hit it and all of that, we were kind of just like, we feel like the number should have been higher, and I don't know if it's one of those like you just discounted yourself out, like self-belief as an issue, or um, I'm not sure. You know what I mean? And so we were talking about, well, let's get back to basics. Let's really kind of Katie put together an awesome outline. I'm not gonna say we and Katie put together an outline because I was brain dumping with her, right? So she put it all into an outline. Um, and just kind of like, hey, let's just get restarted. Katie, did you have anything on that, like the why, getting back to basics, and then kind of jump in?
Kind of, because we had this VIP reset, right? And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I hit the VIP 400, which I was proud of, but I'm like, I could have done way more than that, right? Like when I first started, I hit VIP, so we didn't have VIP 400 when I started. It was 800 and 1600. And I hit them in 2 days. And I'm like, why did I not hit VIP 1600 this time? And it's because I wasn't doing what I did when I started. And I think we really need to get back to that. There's a lot of things that I do want to touch on, like getting clear on your own goals and your own vision, and being unapologetically you, right? So, like when we started, I don't know about you guys, like we all start for different reasons, but I did not start this business and go, "Oh, I can't wait to join and work for Amber's goals." Right? Like I didn't join for anyone else's goals but mine, and I think we get so wrapped up in seeing other people, so and so got a car and so is traveling and this person retired their husband and that person bought a new Louis bag. And so we think, oh well, they're successful, I need to work towards that, I need to emulate that or duplicate that. And it's like, but you're losing yourself in the process. Like you, if you don't want to retire your husband, that's okay. Like, you know what I mean? You don't have to want to spend 24/7 with your husband just because someone else did it. And I feel like when you're working towards other people's goals or you're comparing yourself to other people, this becomes more of a job than it does, a fun business that you get to build with people. And, newsflash, 99% of people hate their job. So this turns into a job. And all of a sudden, now you dread sharing, you dread showing up, you dread posting, you dread doing your IPAs because you think, oh, I have to do this. But you're not excited over why you're doing it, right? And so when I first started, my why has changed, right? Like it'll be 8 years for me in November, which is crazy. But my first why, it was literally paying for Christmas. Like it was a month before Christmas and I had no money and I was like, come hell or high water, I'm gonna afford Christmas. And so I was able to run with excitement and with passion and with that fire because I was working towards a goal that meant a lot to me. It wasn't Janelle's goal or Tanya's or Amber's, it was my goal. And so I would encourage you to take a step back in this season. Your goal doesn't have to be the same as what it was when you started, but what is your goal right now? Vision is long term, those long term things, which I think are amazing to have. I have these big visions, but my goals, right? Your goals are your stepping stones to that vision. And so figure out why it is that you're here. Let go of, well, this person hit 12K and that meant that amount of time. So I got to do what they're doing. And no, like you need to show up with the passion and the fire that you have for your goals. And so I think that's a good start. Amber, if you have anything.
Yeah, and I want to chime in on that because I mean I did retire my husband, but it was no so I want to take y'all back. Okay. I started in February of 2014. I was at the salon. I already way before Thrive, and Jason ran his own pool business. I was independent salon suite owner and all the things, right? Way before any of that, when I was pregnant with my oldest, he's now 22. We already knew we didn't want other people raising our babies. So we did whatever we had to do to make that work. Like literally, Jason would get up. super early in the morning and go do his first half of his commercial pool route and come back in time for me to get to my morning window at the salon. Like I would go late morning, right? And he would come back, we would hand the baby off at the door and I would go to the salon. And then I would take a 2 hour break in the middle of the day because I'd work super late at night to fit my clients. But I would take 2 hour breaks so he would go finish what he needed to finish. Sometimes I would take Dalton with me to the salon and he would come pick him up, like, but my clients knew and they knew my goals and they knew that, we were doing whatever it took. And I only worked 3 days a week, but I worked long 3 days because I didn't want, I wanted those other days with my kids. So when we started this, um, and I was, let's see, September, I think it was August or September of 2014, we were in Frisco at the very first, you call it Palooza, Elevate, whatever now, right? It was our Success from Home launch because we had been invited to be in the Success from Home magazine. And on stage, I was speaking, and Jason Camper asked me when I was going to leave the salon, and I was like, I'll never stop doing hair. Like I made that proclamation to thousands of people because I was like, no, like this works. Like, so the goal was never for me to leave the salon. The goal was never for Jason to sell his pool business. But those things for us happened out of necessity. Um, when when I we didn't even call it retired then, right? When um when everything was so busy, motocross started getting busier and he like I couldn't do all the things and he couldn't do all the things and we really needed him to leave the pool business so he could take over all the motocross stuff because I'm like I can't do all this and Thrive and the salon because at that time I was like not ever leaving the salon, right? And then a few months later, actually I think it was a year later, it was very evident to me through a lot of prayer that God needs to step away from and come into this full time. So like none of that was ever a goal, none of that. Why is there a whiteboard with sticky notes? Katie, are you doing that? No. Okay. I don't know what just happened.
It says it's Tanya's. Oh, did you
I,
get it? Okay.
I X'd it out. I think we're good.
Okay.
I'm sure she accidentally hit some buttons. But the goal and goals do change, right? But the goal was never to fully retire from anything, but that's worked out really well in our life. And I didn't retire Jason and him come home and sit on his booty. Like I retired him so he could go be full-time motocross. Like he is their, he was their manager, their trainer, their travel agent, like all the things that needed to come into that and moto dad. So I'm babbling, but all of that to say just it's what works for your family and what is needed and there's a whole lot of flexibility that comes into that and I think we already knew that because of how we started our own businesses anyway um and doing whatever it took to not have somebody else raise our babies like we just learned we knew okay. Katie, you just put food in your mouth.
You would wait. You would wait. That was the first bite I took the whole time you were talking.
I was like, oh, go ahead. Oh, wait.
It's okay. It was a tiny bit. It's okay.
Okay, I'll say this and then you can start the outline. One thing that this is still so important to me, and I think it's such a reminder. And we tell this to our newest promoters, but I think we need to do it to ourselves as well when we like restart. When's the last time you made a list of who you're going to reach out to, right? Like not just who you are and who you have, but who is on that list of I need to reach out to them. And one thing I tell any new person coming in, the hundreds list thing, that to me if somebody had told me that in the beginning, I wouldn't be here. I would not be here. It would have overwhelmed the crap out of me. And I would have been like, I don't know, 100 people, bye. Like, peace out. I'll take my vitamins until this runs out. I'm good. Like, it would have overwhelmed me to the point of running out on this business. But I do things in chunks. And so I tell people, write your list in chunks of 10. Hey, who do you know? Who are the first 10 people that come to your mind that are in your circle of trust? They value your opinion, they trust you. Who would you call to bail you out of jail? Who would you call if you ran out of gas, in the middle of the night? Because I started thinking the people that were in my circle 11 years ago are not the same people now. So I have added new people in my life. So I have new people to the circle. Yes, I talk about Thrive a lot and all the things, but have I really specifically asked those people, right? So do your list, redo your list, restart your list. You never done a list, do a list. And do start with that 10. And then, then you start asking yourself, brain dump, start asking yourself, who do I know that has headaches? Who do I know that can't sleep at night? Who do I know that says they need to earn some extra income? Who do I know that says groceries are too expensive? Who do I know that says I'm really tired of my kids going to daycare? Like who do I know that says their back hurts? Who do I know that says, oh my gosh, my skin is getting old and wrinkly and I don't want to do Botox? Hello, Project X. These are all people are going to add to your list. Okay, Katie, you start with the
Yeah.
topics. I'll just hand it over to you.
Okay. So I was thinking back to the basics, right? That's what this is all about. And I want to really like hone in on what I was doing. I'm like, okay, I had to go all the way back to 2017, Katie. I'm like, what was I doing? Number one, samples. Okay. Back then, we did not have sample credits. Like, you don't understand how blessed we are now to have those credits. I was on a first name basis with my post office people because I was there every single day. And it's expensive to ship stuff now. It's like $5 or $6 a sample, right? So those back office credits are amazing, but I was shipping them myself. I was getting them out quicker than Lavelle could get products at my door. I was ordering 400 packs back to back to back to back to back because I was getting samples out like they were literally like they were the viral sample pack. I mean, I treated them as such. I was like, this is a viral 3-step system. And that gained a lot of attention. That gained a lot of traction when I called it that. But what was I doing to get those samples out? I want to give you guys some tactical things. If you haven't gotten samples out in a while, and if you haven't, that's okay. Have that come to moment with yourself, right? Like, hey, I need to get better about getting samples out because at the end of the day, those were the bread and butter that built my business. A lot of people, you're going to have people that come in and order right away, but you're going to have people that are like, hey, I'm skeptical, want to try the products, want to taste the shakes, want to see how I feel. So the first thing that I did that I noticed a lot of interaction with is I would post a picture of myself with the products, maybe holding the 3 steps, maybe holding a sample pack that I had packed up. And I said, I've been challenged to get out 10 Thrive samples this month. Do I have any friends that would be willing to help me and grab a pack and just let me know how you're feeling, right? Like people just have been challenged. They're going to want to help you hit that, right? And so I would get a lot of people that would get samples from me because they were helping me. And it really was a challenge. Like we would challenge our team, like, let's see who can get out 10. I've always tried to operate with the first half of the month, getting as many samples out as I can. That way, the second half of the month, now I'm closing those samples and they're turning into customers. That's what works best for me. But that's helped a lot. You've been challenged to get X amount out. Set your own number. It's fine. Giveaways. If you are in a position where you're able to give away even one sample, do a giveaway. Okay, I posted one a while ago and it said, would you rather get back with your ex or leak all of your messages between you and your best friend? Tell me for a chance to win a free pack of Thrive, right? And the comments went nuts. People were like, lock me up. Like, I'm never getting back with him. Release the text. Like, it was so funny just seeing the comments. But so you pick your winner, right? You pick your winner, and everybody else that comments, they were obviously commenting to try to win. So if they did not win, you can still message them. I would say, hey, Jacqueline, just drew the winner for that post that I made the other day. I'm so sorry that you didn't win, but I did want to reach out and still offer you a sample at a discount for X amount of dollars, right? I usually would do like 10 to 15. I would say, hey, they normally go for like 25 to 30 bucks, but 10, 15 bucks, whatever you're comfortable with. It also depends on if I'm mailing it myself or it's a back office credit, because it does cost more to mail it myself if they're like picky with shake flavors, because the samples only come with vanilla. But you can message every single person that did not win and offer them a discounted trial. Also, what I'll do is if you say, hey, let's say you're selling them for $15. You could be like, yeah, the 3-day pack is $15. Or we can take that 15 that you pay for the pack and just apply it towards a full month supply. That way you're saving that money anyways. And you're getting a whole month supply, right? And a lot of times people would order from that. They're like, well, what's the point of, grabbing a sample if I can just get a discount on a full month? Or I could say, hey, yeah, the pack's 15, but if you want to order, I'll double that and give you 30 off of your supply. Whatever you are able to do with your credits. Also, I don't know, I can't speak for Amber. I cannot speak for any other leaders on here, but I personally am always willing to credit stack if you're on my team. So if you're willing to throw in $10 in credits, I'll throw in $10 in credits for your customer. You can stack and now offer them 20 off, right? I see Amber typing. Type faster. What is she saying? What is she? No, you're good. Okay, okay. Like she's typing something. Yeah, and so if you're, a couple levels down, reach out to the three leaders above you and say, hey, can we all throw in $5? And now you can offer your customer 15, 20, $25 off if you're someone that doesn't have a lot of credits right now, and that's okay. Pack them up in a reel. My desk right here, I will set a little tripod up and I will pack up a sample. I got cute little mailers that have ice creams on them. And I'll pack one up and I'll do a voiceover. And when I first found this system, I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. A friend of mine had been sharing about it on Facebook. I got a sample. And within those 3 days of my sample, I felt better. I had more energy. I had more mental clarity. My focus was on point. I had noticed that I was getting up and playing with my kids again. I'm packing these samples up. They get 3 days of vitamins, 3 days of shakes, 3 days of wearable nutrition. Comment below or shoot me a message and I'll pack one up for you and get it out today. Right? Like pack. You want to show people that you're packing them up, even if you're not like necessarily sending one out in that moment. Pack one up and show people what come in them. Right? You can still say, "I'm packing up a sample." That's not a lie. You're packing it up. Right? They don't have to know it's not going to anybody. You're packing it up, and this is what comes in it. Give me a holler if you want one. A lot of times people get FOMO, right? Like if you're sending out samples and not showing it, you're missing out because the more I post, I'm sending out samples, the more people go, oh, she sent out 5 of those this week. Like they must be really good. Like people are actually wanting them.
I don't want to miss out.
Yeah, like they don't want to miss out. Like when I was in high school, or not high school, when I was in middle school, I don't know if y'all remember, but everybody had Fat Farm shoes. And I was like, that was on my Christmas list. I'm like, I need the Fat Farms because everybody at school's got Fat Farms. And I wanted it because everybody had them. And so showing like, hey, I'm getting all these samples out, share testimonies of people who have done samples, right? And start sharing those things. And so people are going to want them. Share what come in them, share what they do it in a reel, do it in your story. You can make a couple of videos of yourself. If you have some downtime, make 4 or 5 of them of you packing up a sample and set them aside and save them in your little arsenal for content, right? So if one day maybe you're sick or you're too busy or you don't have the time to be in your stories because you're running around, you got kids and sports and all the things, you have this little arsenal in your phone of videos of you packing samples. Grab one and throw it up in your stories. I've reused the same one multiple times. Never like back to back. Like I wait a little bit in between them, but I will absolutely reuse stuff. I'll reuse reels. I'll reuse stories. I save them for a later day. That's all I had on samples. Amber, do you want to touch on anything?
I want to talk about the people that are listening to Katie talk about samples and went, I don't like samples. Like I have a love-hate relationship with samples, and I will tell you why. Because in the very beginning, I I was doing samples like crazy because I felt so good in my first 3 days. I was like, I think I get everybody 3 days worth. Like this is gonna be a gold mine. Like everybody's gonna order. They're gonna take 3 days and they're all gonna order. And it wasn't even that people weren't noticing something happening. I wasn't putting value on my samples. I was just giving them out like packets of ketchup, and people were not taking them or they, left them in their car, or I don't know what happened to it, or yeah, I think I put that sticker on before I went to bed, or like they didn't listen, they didn't do it right. So really putting value on it, and yes, there are people that it just takes longer, and that's why I definitely set that expectation. I what do you call it, preface, right? I set the expectation ahead of time of this is not miracle in 3 days. This is a simple taste test so that you can see how easy it works into your morning and how easy you'll be able to do it. If you notice something in 3 days, great. But this is just kind of a hey, see if you like it, see how simple it is to work into your day, and then you can get your 30 days and really see what you can experience in a full 30 days. Like I always set that preface, that example or whatever. But what happened for me when I did that with samples and I got so defeated, like I was like, oh, like, I'm not doing samples. People are either going to buy 30 days or they're not. Like, so I stopped doing samples. And then I looked back and again, then I added value to the samples, right? I charged for my samples or I let them know normally they cost this, but this is a giveaway, whatever, put value on them. But looking back, and my husband kind of had to set me straight because I was like, oh, samples are stupid. I'm not doing samples, blah, 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 blah. And he was like, two of your biggest legs, two of your top leaders came from samples. And I was like, oh yeah. And and so it put that reminder of if I gave out, sold whatever, 100 samples to get two millionaire earners, would I do it again? Hell yeah. Like, it's that reminder, not every sample is going to strike gold, but there will be one that sticks. And it's just the math of what is that, the law of math or whatever, of how many do you have to get people to experience before they actually stick. All right. That's all on samples.
No, and I like that too because thinking back a couple years ago, I had won a sample from a company that's no longer even around anymore. It was like some collagen, like chicken broth drink. I don't know. Anyways, I won a week of this, okay? And it sat in my cupboard for like 6 months and I threw it out. But like I didn't have any skin in the game. I didn't pay for it, right? Like it didn't matter to me if it expired or I didn't use it. I didn't care. And so even if you're charging $10, the sample mail outs are $72. And so to make your money back for those, the math breaks down to about $12 a piece. Even $12 just to break even on those sample credits. Make sure that there's some skin in the game with those samples. I tried a sample, you guys. I'm here because of a sample. And so don't underestimate that. But also, like Amber had said, preface them by saying, like, hey, this is going to show you just the simplicity of it. Do some people feel a difference? Yeah, of course. But, in a nice way, like it didn't take you 8 months to get the spare tire, so you're not going to lose it in 3 days, right? So I always tell people, I'm like, it didn't take, you didn't get unhealthy and overweight overnight.
And it's not a Red Bull. It's not an instant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't find ourselves 50 pounds overweight and tired and exhausted and sluggish in 3 days. So it's not going to be reversed in 3 days. You might feel better, yeah, and you might have that energy, but this is just to show you the simplicity. And so I'm always very honest with that. And something that I also do is when I'm sharing results photos, whether it's from the Thrive or the GLP, people have had really good results, right? Like I've seen, Q Tidwell, she lost like 15 pounds in her first month, which like snaps for Q, that is amazing, right? But that's not everybody. And so I'm not just sharing, oh, Blair lost 30 pounds in 24 hours, right? Like I'm not giving this unrealistic expectation. I'm like, look at Stephanie's results from the last 8 months on GLP. And so I'm kind of already planting that seed that, hey, they're going to order, they want these results and these benefits. And this person looks phenomenal, but she's been on it for like 6+ months. So like they already know in their head kind of that they're going to need to be on this, not like for life, right? Like whatever. But for a couple of months. And so that'll help with retention. That'll help with unrealistic expectations as well. Great fast results are fun to share. They catch eyes, but make sure you're sharing the results of people that have also put in the work for months and been on these products consistently for months to set the idea for people that, hey, you might have to be on this system for a couple of months. That way they're not shutting their order off when they didn't lose 20 pounds in their first month, right? Okay. Moving on, posting with value. So this is something that I had to do when I first started Thrive. Nobody in my network had ever heard of Thrive before. The company was like 3 or 4, I don't know, 5, 3, 4 years old. It was new to the area, and so I had to actually educate people on the business and the products. I couldn't just post going, "Oh, I have energy. Oh, I'm making weekly paychecks." I had to break it down for people. This system fills in your body's nutritional gaps, right? It's a simple 3-step system with different delivery methods. It's all natural, non-GMO, certified gluten-free, all the things, right? This is how you do it. The business, I had to break it down. No auto ships, no website fees, no X, Y, and Z, the VIP bonuses. And I think I had to do that because people didn't know at the time what it was. And I had to educate them on that. And I think a lot of people have shied away from that. Like we're just posting our capsules in our story in the morning going, "Oh, wake me up." Okay, but like how do they wake you up? Like talk about the B vitamins, talk about the dihydraberberine and the capsules. Did I say that the right way? And like what that does. Use Chat GPT. Chat GPT is your best friend. I will upload a photo of the ingredients of the capsules, and I was like, give me a small little paragraph to throw on a story slide on my Instagram with a picture of these capsules that's enticing but educating, right? And so she'll give me a little snippet. And so if you ever watch my stories, you'll see like I'm sharing whether it's my snickerdoodle shake or my GLP capsules or what, I fill in the blank, whatever I'm taking, I'm letting people know how this is working in my body. I'm letting people know what it's doing for me. It's one thing to say, "Oh, they give me energy." But it's another to say, "I've got 12 hours in the salon today. I've got kids' sports, dinner in the crock pot. These capsules are my saving grace. I pop them every single morning and I'm running circles around my kids. Let's get a sample in your hand so you can feel the same." You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to give people the value and tell people what it's doing. It's like I told Amber, I said, everybody, anybody can order an appetizer, but we all want the actual meal. Like the appetizer is "Oh, I feel good." But the actual meal is, "This is why I feel good. This is what it's doing for me in my life. This is how it's serving me, and this is how it can help you too." So make sure that you're doing informative posts, right? And I could easily say, "Well, my network already knows about it now because they didn't know about it then, but they know about it now." No. If you're doing your job and growing your network every single day the way that you should be, there's always going to be somebody who doesn't know what it is, who doesn't know what it does, and who doesn't know how it works. And so we have to be the ones that are sharing that. So go back on your page. When's the last time you actually broke down how we make money? When's the last time you actually highlighted some of your favorite part of the compensation plan, right? I can talk about how I'm getting paid all day long, but I want to break down for people how they can make their VIP bonuses in their first 14 days, that 4K cash bonus if they hit it in their first 30 days. Let people know and educate them and be informative. Amber disappeared. Did she leave? She was frozen for a minute. Okay, so we're just gonna. I don't know what she's. um, let's see. Bold messaging is also something that I did when I first started. I'm not a cold messenger, okay? If you are and that works for you, like by all means, don't fix what's not broken. I'm not going to tell you how to run your business. Just here to share with you what works for me. So I've always bold messaged ever since I started, right? My warm market. So I'm not going to go message somebody that I don't know and say, "Oh, like, do you want to try these products and yada, yada, yada." But if I know you and I've built a connection with you, like it's our job. We are literally professional friend makers. Okay. If you're making friends with people, in your network and you see one of them talk about being tired, reach out to them about Thrive. If you see one of them talk about wanting to lose weight or starting this new fitness journey, welcome back, Amber. Reach out to them about the GLP. If you see someone talking about, here's Kaylee. Yeah, take a piece of paper. Do you want a piece of paper, Chevy? Are you guys coloring? Yeah, hang on. Sorry, mom life. Here, take another one, Kaylee, just in case. If you see someone talking about how they need more money, reach out about the business, okay? I would reach out and say, "Hey, Susan, I just saw your post on Facebook. Feel free to tell me to screw off if this is not for you. That's okay, no hard feelings. But have you ever given a thought, to do what I do to make an extra income from home? It's been a real blessing for my family, and I know that it can help you in the way that it's helped me." That's a genuine message to somebody that I've built a connection with. And so I was doing that when I started. Um, I don't talk that formally, like to like my friends. So like I'm gonna be fully transparent with y'all. Okay, like I messaged my best friend and I was like, "How much do you love me?" when I first started, and she's like, "A lot. Why?" I'm like, "You gotta order something from my website, please. I'm trying to earn a bonus." like I would. But that's me. That's me. Okay, be you when you're reaching out to people. They can read you like a book. Being in this industry, people can see right through you. I call it commission breath. I can always tell when someone's wanting a sale or just reaching out because they want to sell me something, not because they genuinely care. So make sure that you're being yourself and be bold. And you could again, you could say, well, hey, I bold messaged everybody when I started. Okay, but if you've been doing your job as a promoter and a professional friend maker, you should have new people in your warm network that you can now message, right? Feel free, and I've said this before, feel free to tell me to piss off, but like I think that you would absolutely love this community and what it has to offer, and I would love to build a business with you. Have you ever given it any thought? Sometimes, and I've never had anyone be mean. I've never had anyone be mean. I've gotten a lot of no's, which is fine. I've never been scared of no's. I've said this before, but I grew up really, really poor. Like I'm talking, I split a pack of ramen noodles with my sister for dinner. Poor, okay. And so I heard no all the time. Can we do this? No. Can I have $5? No. Can I go to the dance? No. Like no. I was just told no all the time when I was a kid, so I'm like desensitized to it. So I don't care if people say no to me. I'm just gonna keep offering this to the people that I think that would be good at what I do, be good at what we do, who could benefit from the products. Don't shy away from that.
Well, and two, sometimes people just need to be invited, like
Yeah.
they think, oh, I'm not good enough for that business, or she doesn't want me to be a promoter, or she hasn't asked me, so they're not asking you. But when you say it like that, and you're like, hey, like, it'd be really fun to do this with you. Oh, really? Like, people
Yes.
just want to be invited to join your business.
Yeah, you know what I've said too? I heard this years ago at a conference, and I cannot remember for the life of me who said it, but he said he was on stage and he goes, when he's talking to people, he tells them, like, I'm gonna make $1 million with or without you. But it would be way more fun to do it together. Right. Like I'm gonna earn these getaways with or without you. I'm gonna earn this weekly paycheck with or without you, but it would be so much more fun if we could do it together. Right. And so just reach out, invite people to even just take a look. Um, Shelby, give me 1 second. There's coffee. Oh my gosh, my kids are fighting because they're copying each other. Life and death stuff. So yeah, be a human and reach out. Don't be afraid of the no. Amber, you hopped off for a minute, but I was talking about giving value to your network, making sure that you're not just saying, oh, I feel good, but like why do you feel good? How are they making you feel good? Do you have anything that you want to add to that?
Yeah, I'm gonna just warn y'all, it's raining here, so I think that's affecting my Wi-Fi. Um, so if I disappear again, love you, Katie, you're doing a great job. Okay. So no, I mean, I think that's kind of covered, like just like you said, like being genuine, being real, not commission breath. People feel it, they see it. I have a friend that she's now with another company, but she only posts, and I think Katie, your next is going to be talking about posts, but she only posts and she needs a sale. Like you can tell because she hasn't talked about her stuff like in her posting. And then all of a sudden it's, why aren't you doing this product with me? You need this, blah, blah, blah. And it's once every couple weeks or something. And I'm like, why are you not talking about this more often? Because when you talk about it like that, I feel like you're just trying to reach a goal in that time frame.
Yeah, and I feel like you need to also show up the same in every season too. It's like I've shared this before, but it's been a really long time. When I hit 200K the first time, because I've hit it and lost it multiple times, like I'm always very transparent with that. I lost it the very next month, and we didn't re-rank to 200K for 18 months. But we actually went from 200K down to 80K down to 40K for a couple of months, then back to 80K, then back to 200K, right? Like success is not linear, okay? Like whoever says that it is lying. But I remember I had 9 12Ks walk away in one summer. My income plummeted, sales plummeted, people walked away. I mean, it was probably the hardest season I've ever experienced in my business, ever. And I broke down and I cried about it. Like I had my moment, right? And I asked my husband, I said, do you think I was a one and done? Like, do you think it was an accident and like now it's just I'm washed up. I'm this like washed up network marketer and like I had this one and done run and he was like, no, like if you've done it once, you can absolutely do it again. And so I want you to also remember that if you've ever done anything once, you can do it again. Whether it be cab 10, cab 20, cab 30, 4K, 12K, 40, 80, 200. If you've ever done it once, you can do it again. And thank God for him. Like he's my voice of reason, truly. I'm like, I should stop. And he's like, let's think about this. Like, take a breath for a second. Like, don't do anything like, don't be irrational.
It's like Jason calling me out on the, whining about samples.
Yeah. And so it was the hardest season ever. And it took a lot of rebuilding and a lot of new growth, but you cannot go back if I didn't tell you and look at my page from now until the day that I started, I would give you a crisp $100 bill. I would actually I'd Venmo you because half y'all aren't near me. If you could ever pinpoint that season of my life, if you can go find that season of my life, I'll pay you. You can't. You cannot go look at my stuff and go, oh well, she stopped showing up for 6 months, so it was definitely right here, or she was really negative in this period, so it had to have been right there. You'll never find it because I showed up the same. Whether my back office said 200K or 80K or 40K, whether my check said 100, 1,000 or 10,000, it did not matter. Whether my PPA was 0 or 5 or 20, I showed up the exact same no matter what. Because I can't control sales that go up and down. I can't control customers that come and go. I can't control promoters that see the vision and then lose it the next week and walk away. But what I can control is how I show up. And what I can control is my actions and the capacity that I run my business. And, I've always been a firm believer that if you're going to take credit for the highs, you better take credit for the lows. If you're going to walk around here going, oh, well, we hit this rank, you better take accountability when things go down too, right? Like, what can I do more? How can I be better? How can I better show up? And so I took accountability for all of that. And you can't find when that season of my life was. But it's because of that it regrew and that we were able to re-rank and that we have new 4Ks, 12Ks, 40Ks that came in after that I would have never found or been able to help.
OTY 0007@gmail.com.
Everybody email Megan. Megan. You muted me. There we go. So show up at the same capacity, right? Like Amber had said, her friend only posts every couple of weeks when she needs a sale. Don't be the one that's only posting on free shipping weekends. Don't be the only one that's sharing, oh, maybe I haven't been active or done much in the last 3 months, but they just launched re-VIPs and now I want some extra money. The people that are hitting the re-VIPs, the people that are hitting the cabs, the people that are holding their rank and hitting new ranks and helping new people are the people that have showed up come hell or high water through every single season. Detach yourself from the numbers in your back office. Detach yourself from what other people are doing and hone in on what you can control. And you can control how you show up.
Okay, I want to chime in on that. Detach yourself from your back office. Stop refreshing. Stop refreshing. Stop refreshing. Stop refreshing. If you're in a season or a spot where you're like, I feel like my numbers aren't moving, my numbers aren't growing, I haven't hit this rank or I'm this far away, but my numbers aren't moving, go move your numbers. Go get a new customer. What?
Go get a messenger.
Yeah, go get in your messenger. Go get new customers. Go, like, this is where you dig. Don't depend on your current team, right? Like, if you're just waiting for your stuff to move on your own, on its own, you're not leading anymore. You're just hoping that your team carries you. And that might be a little slap in the face or wake up call for somebody on here. Sorry. But it's just such a good reminder. Nothing happens in the refresh. It happens when you're actually talking about Thrive. It happens when you're showing what Thrive is doing in your life. It happens when you're talking about how excited you are. We say all the time, excitement breeds excitement. So the more excited you are, the more excited your audience is, the more excited your team is, all the things.
I think that's a good reminder too. Like your team's only going to be as fast as you are. You know, you have to be that person that emulates what you want them to do. I would never go in our chats and be like, let's go hit cap 10 if I'm not hitting cap 10, right? I would never like, let's go hit cap 20 if I'm not also pushing for cap 20. And so, you know, I don't know about like all your guys' chats, but like we have chats for our team where we pop off every time someone enrolls a customer. Megan's like, boom, 9 out of 10. Megan, Sue, Roxanne, they're all at 9, right? They're all pushing for 10 today. And so, but we share those wins and that breeds it, right? So I'm like, oh, like I can't let her show me up. I gotta beat her to 20. I'm like, Paula, me and you, girl, let's go. Like, let's race. And so it's fun, you know, and we see people enrolling customers and it breeds the excitement. And so go out there, be that person that's going in your chats going, hey, new GLP order, new Thrive order, new customer referral, new promoter, and let people turn their heads and go, damn, you go, like let's go. And it encourages and it motivates the people around you. So your team will only ever be as you know, half as fast as you are if you're lucky. So yeah, that was really good.
I love it. Okay, so we've got about 15 minutes. Let's go condense, like looking at the outline. Let's talk combine post with value and going live. Let's talk about those
Okay.
two things.
So if you have anything else you want to touch on with the value post, that you kind of disappeared for a minute when I went.
Okay,
Okay,
you did that when
yeah.
when I got
Yeah.
kicked off. Okay.
Yeah, you froze like an angry face. You were like frozen, like all mad.
Oh, I
then
hate that it was the angry face.
And then you disappeared. I'm like, oh, she feels very strongly about this. She disappeared. So yeah, going live videos, you know, you can quote me, always has been, always will be the king of content. You can interact in real time, talk to people on your videos. It doesn't have to be just products. It doesn't have to be just business. It could be something you read about in your book. It could be an aha moment that you had. It could be a funny challenge. Tony and I did a tortilla challenge where we slapped the shit out of each other with tortillas, and it was funny. It's gone now because Facebook deletes lives and I'm mad about it. But you just go live, you guys. Just have fun and get ready with me. Do your makeup. But then at the same time, also make sure you're doing product lives. Like I just did a live, you know, you can go back and look at my page, I think a week ago or so, and I explained the differences between Thrive and GLP. Because some people don't know the differences. I just switched it up one day. I'm like, boop, new system, and you know, and so I'm explaining the differences between Thrive and then GLP. And I also offered samples at the end. I said, if either one of these sound like it would be up your alley that you want to give a shot, like message me and I'll get you a sample pack, or you know, I can give you some credits off of an order. So the product videos, do unboxing videos when your stuff comes in the mail. You can do opportunity videos, right? Like go on there, talk about the VIPs, talk about the 4K bonus, talk about the auto bonus, talk about all the perks, the no auto ships, the no or mandatory auto ships, no website fees, anything like that.
Be outside with your auto bonus earning vehicle. Like go like be out and live and then be like, oh, look at this in the background.
Yeah, I literally when I cashed in on my very first auto bonus, it was a Cadillac, and I did a live video. I'm like, you know, tour my new auto bonus car. Like I just earned this. I just picked this up today from the dealership, and so I did a little live video touring that. But you can go do a dual live with people. I don't really see a lot of those anymore. I don't, and I think we need to get back to that. Like go live, and let's say, you know, it was Esther and I. Like Esther's gonna go over the 3 steps and that, and I'm gonna go over the business, or I'm gonna share my story, and she's gonna share hers, and you can really kind of not, I don't want to say tap into each other's network because you're not trying to like recruit each other's network, but like my network can hear Esther's story and hers can hear mine, and maybe they needed to hear mine because they don't relate to her but they'll relate to me. And so do those double lives. It makes it exciting. It's third party validation, right? You can interact real time with people, and so get over yourself with that. I get very red when I talk about lives because I'm like, I don't care if you're scared, just do it anyways. I've just always been the kind of person where like you don't got to tell me what to do. I'm just gonna do it. I don't care if I'm scared. I still get sweaty armpits, you guys, when I go live. I'm still like, oh my gosh, like what if nobody gets on or like only 2 people are on? Okay, newsflash. You can go live, and if only 1 person's on, that doesn't mean 300 aren't gonna watch the replay. Okay, there are replay viewers. Detach yourself from the amount of people that are watching. I don't care if it's 9 or 1 or 5 or 10. People are going to watch the replay, and fish for comments, y'all. Tell me what you're doing. Tell me what time you're watching this at. Tell me what you're having for dinner. Tell me what you're doing this weekend. Get people to comment. Because then when they're watching their replay and they're commenting on the replay, every time you get a comment, your post goes back into the newsfeed. Okay, your live video goes back into the newsfeed.
Yeah, and I will talk about too on the fact that there are, yeah, you might feel like nobody's watching while you're live, like you're talking to the wall. But like I've had people actually reach out and place an order because they were watching my live at night while they were scrolling and couldn't fall asleep. And like one
Yeah.
of them was Jason talking, it was us together, and him talking about how he used to not sleep at night. And she's like, well, I'm laying here scrolling. And I'm like, oh, look, it's Jason and Amber. And she's like, oh, yeah, well, I'm not sleeping. He's talking about sleeping. And so, boom, customer.
Yeah. So I mean, at the end of the day, just get over yourself and do the videos, do the content, bold message people, get back to the basics. If let me ask you this: if you signed up a promoter today, okay, I'm gonna gut check some of you guys real quick. So brace yourself and please love me after I say this. If you signed up a promoter right now and they do for the next 14 days what you're doing, are they going to hit their VIPs?
Ooh.
The answer should be yes. Blair turned off her camera. She's like, bye. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. I love you. Would they hit their VIPs?
Mhm.
And if the answer is no, turn that into a yes and go do what your new promoter needs to do to hit theirs.
People do more when they see you doing more. And it's that whole like, you can't tell your kids, you know, don't do this while you're doing that exact thing, right? Like you can't, it's almost like what being a hypocrite, right? Like you teach by doing, not just by, and being bossy
Yeah.
if you're not doing what you're saying.
And everything is duplicatable. Like we think duplication and we think, oh, like success. Duplication is success in building our business. No, duplication can also be inconsistency. Duplication can also be excuses. Duplication can also be not showing up. What are you duplicating?
That is so good. I don't know that I've ever heard that said like that. Say it again.
I don't know what I just said. Girl, okay. No, but like duplication can be going live daily, getting samples out, hitting cabs, your IPAs. Duplication can also be only showing up for sales. It can also be saying I'm going to be there and not showing up. It can be disappearing for weeks at a time. It could be making excuses. Everything is duplicatable. Everything. And so, what are you duplicating to your people? If they do what you are doing, are they going to see success?
I like that a lot. Like that's like, ooh, because I guess I've always, when people say everything is duplicatable, right? Like I think of the doing things. Like I don't think about bad things are duplicatable too. Like I think that's so freaking good. Okay, I want to jump on this. Okay, I want to remind y'all, because if you haven't heard me say this, this is very important to know, because when I learned this, if you are typically only in your stories or you're only in your feed, I want to challenge you to change that up and do both, because there are people in your friends list that only watch stories. But then there are also people in your friends list that only scroll feed. They don't push the story highlights. They don't go there. They just don't. And when I've done it a few times, I've pulled my audience in both things. My Facebook is about 50-50 when it comes to my active on Facebook friends, about whether they do feed scroll only or do stories. And then there's the 25% that do both. So I 100% challenge you to make sure that you are doing both, or you're missing an entire audience if you're only doing one or the other. And then also on stories, guys, this is a great reminder, and this helps adding it back into bold messaging, just getting in Messenger. When you go to stories, like, you see the same stories pop up every day. So if you're only going left to right, you're seeing the same people. So if you are like, I have time, have 5 minutes, 10 minutes, swipe all the way over to the left. So from right to left until you get to the end of your stories. And I do this on Instantly. You get to the end of your stories, then start working right to left, because those are the ones you don't interact with the most until they're read, and then they go to the end. And that's how you're getting into those messengers, right? Like, oh, I love that dress or those pants, or okay, my suitcase is actually starting to fall apart. I need a new suitcase. What kind is that? That actually looks really cool. Where did y'all go on vacation? Like, whatever. If you relate to it, go talk to them, because it goes straight to their messenger. Um, don't be like, oh, I see you're drinking coffee. You should try Thrive. Like, talk to them. And then that will end up in another real, genuine message. Okay.
I think that was good. I don't have anything else. If anybody has any questions, maybe.
Yeah, if you have questions, you can unmute, share with us.
Speak now or forever hold your peace.
And well, does somebody unmute?
Yeah, it
No.
was me. Y'all know I talk
Okay.
a lot.
Hi.
I talk too fast too. So, Katie, do you also do GLP samples though? Because
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So just to show like the simplicity of it.
Yeah, and I'm also like I'm the most transparent person ever. Like I will
Right.
tell people, like I had people message me, and say, and please don't like crucify me over this, because I know some of y'all love your caramel shakes. I don't like them. Somebody messaged me one time and she's like, "What do you think about caramel?" I'm like, eh. But I'm not I don't like caramel. I like caramel candy. I don't like caramel coffee. I like caramel, and so I've told her like I don't like them, but like a lot of people do, right? And so with GLP samples, because I do my back office ones, I'm always moving around, so I just don't want to be packing them up at home. I will tell people, hey, look, these come with vanilla. Vanilla are not my favorite flavor, but please, like here are my tips to like make it taste as good as we can. Like here's my tips to make it taste good. But please know that if you want to order, there is strawberry and chocolate, and those are leaps and bounds better than vanilla. Like I tell people, but I absolutely do samples, 100%.
I love our regular vanilla, but yeah, the vanilla GP, it's not my favorite.
Yeah, I'm very transparent about the vanilla, but okay. I was just wondering because I didn't know if it was like okay. That's all. Thank you. That's all.
I tell people too. I'm like, how bad do you want to lose weight? Plug your nose and chug.
Well, and that's such a great thing, because I did, and it's been several years now, like when people come back at me and they're like, even just our regular shakes, which I think all of our regular shakes are amazing and delicious, and so I think they're crazy. But when they're like, I don't know about those shakes. I just don't know that I could do that every day. And I have started reminding them, I'm basically throwing, in a nice way, their words back at them, right? I'm like, girl, you told me you want to lose 10 pounds, or you told me you need to lose this weight by your daughter's wedding. We didn't get in this shape by drinking, or we got in this shape by drinking things in the day that taste like ice cream. Like if you really want this to work, you're gonna have to just suck it up and chug it down. And do you know how many people that, because before I think I would have been terrified to say that to a customer, and now they are like, LOL, you're so right. I'll try it again tomorrow. Okay.
What's crazy though is like your taste buds change. Like I used to drink a 2 liter of soda a day, and even sipping water, I was like I was not a water person at all. And now it's flip flop. Like now I chug water, and soda tastes like thick sugar syrup to me, right? And so a lot of times, like I eat certain protein bars that my husband is like, those are gross, and I'm like, I think they taste good, but I'm also not eating processed artificial sugar the way that I used to be, right? And so now that I'm eating healthier and I'm eating cleaner, these cleaner shakes, proteins, they all taste better to me because my body is no longer like used to artificial flavorings and sugars and stuff like that. So, the first time I ever tried the normal vanilla shake, I was like, I cannot do this. I cannot do this. I can't do this. And now I drink the plain vanilla in water and I freaking love it. It's like, because when I first started thriving, my diet was crap. Like, God forbid I put something healthy in my body. I was like, it was horrible. But now that I'm healthier, I like it. And so I always tell people, I'm like, just let it grow on you and it will. And the more that you change your eating and your lifestyle, the more you're gonna they do taste very good. But when you're not, I mean, it's not a milkshake, but like they're very good.
Absolutely. Okay, so I think this has been amazing, and I hope everybody has taken something away, and we will show the recording. Also, I'm working on a promo for October, which is tomorrow. So I'm working on another team promo. And so what I want to chat about really quick on that is one thing, talking to everybody, a lot of the things I have heard is we miss the community. We want to get back to the community. We want the community back that we had. I'm going to be really blunt on this is people come and go in any part of your life, in your neighborhood, in your friends group, in your kids' friends group, in your business. It's just a part of life. So you can't expect that same part of life to not happen in your business. Okay. So the biggest thing is creating and growing your own community. Siobhan's dealing with some stuff this morning, so I don't think she's on here, but I want to shout her out because she is really good, and Katie is as well, really good at having local meetups, promoter get-togethers, promoter hikes and different things and play dates. Like you bring your kids, you get together, you play in the park, and you also, work your business and grow your local community and all the things. I would challenge you a couple things. If you do not have a community of thrivers, well, we need to change that. We need to get you really talking thrive in your area, not just being behind social media. You're going to, and if that's not your comfort zone, I'm sorry. If you want community, you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone and create that community in your area. Look for moms groups, look for, what's your demographic right now, right? Are you, high school kids, middle school kids, empty nesters? Go look for groups like that. Go, if you have time, look for a cooking class, look for just different things that would put you out of your comfort zone to meet people. And as you meet these people, you're going to add them to your social media. And when you add them to your social media, they start to see your Thrive stuff. And so just continuing that. Do you have customers that you can help them host local, like a living room local, a Thrive and Mingle? It doesn't have to be a massive, big planned thing, just something that you're getting people together, you're sharing Thrive. The more people that you can expose to the Thrive experience, the more you're going to grow in person, personally, all the things. Katie, do you want to share about your, I know you talk about at the end of the month, but she talked about community Zooms basically.
Yeah, so we have like a decent sized team here. So we'll do like, we rented pavilions, we've done cookouts, and we do Christmas parties and dinners and those kinds of things. If you don't have, a local team, get on Zoom. I know our team, we do dream board Zooms every December, and so we get on and I'm like, grab wine, grab water, get some pajamas, get cozy, let's make our vision boards. We share them with each other, right? Obviously it's not December, so you could start, but with your vision board or thinking about what you want to put on it, but do a community Zoom. And so it's kind of been on my heart. I don't know that we could do it on like a large scale, but maybe in smaller groups, once or twice a week, if you guys would be interested, where you just got on the Zoom Zoom and everybody shares, maybe at the beginning of the week, right? Everybody shares, here's my goals for this week, and here's what I'm going to do to hit those goals. And then maybe get some feedback from people who have done that. Or like you can kind of just grow that way, get to know each other that way. So I think that would be super fun. If anybody would be down to do that, we can definitely make a plan for that.
Yeah, and I think I really liked the idea, do community Zooms. So like when whatchamacallit happened, COVID, right? When COVID happened and everything was shut down, like we were doing mom Zooms, like we were doing happy hour Zooms. Like we were just, that's outside of Thrive. That's like the moms that couldn't get together. And then we were inviting people that weren't in our area, obviously, because we do it virtually. And so we were just, having tea, spilling tea, all the things. Like just what you would do in a local around you meet up for lunch or meet up for happy hour. We were doing that virtually. So if your team isn't locally in your community yet, you can still do those same kind of things. It doesn't have to be training, but it can be like talking about your week. What was your challenges? How did you overcome it? All those things. So just kind of throwing some different ideas out there.
And make them fun too. Like everybody dress up as a product. Like everybody show up in the color red today, or everybody dress up as a product, or everybody dress up as your spouse, or like something. Like just make it fun. Have fun with it.
Yeah.
I think, like I said in the beginning, if you lose the fun in the business, it becomes a dread. You don't want to get up and do it every day if it's not fun. And so find ways to make it fun again.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, we're gonna wrap this up. I cannot wait. I want to hear all your feedback as you start incorporating everything that you heard today into getting back to basics, and same with your team, guys. The boot camp. Okay, so the boot camp is an hour early tonight because it's the final day of the boot camp. It's an hour early because of the Project X call tonight, because that's what it's 7, right? 7 Central. So call with Jason Camper, 7 Central. Don't miss it. Get on that. And then like the boot camp Zoom will be an hour earlier. If you have been inconsistent with the boot camp Zooms, go rewatch them, right? Go rewatch the lives, go check them out, all the things. All right. That's all. Thank you so much. Happy Tuesday. See y'all later.
Bye.